What's something a sibling did for you that you'll never forget? My parents made me a parent at age 6. 30 years later, my brothers restored my faith in humanity. At a very young age, I was forced into learning all of the fundamentals of being a mother. I was taught how to change diapers, how to prepare milk, how to carry my brothers, and had to do all of the chores around the house. I was 6, and even then I knew I had a very abnormal childhood. My parents didn't seem to care for me at all, and instead just saw me as a worker that would take care of their kids so they didn't have to do anything. By the age of 9, I had practically raised my 2 twin brothers Hayden and Theo. Growing up, my parents would constantly tell me that since I was the oldest, I had the responsibilities of taking care of my brothers. When I turned 12, my parents essentially abandoned me to focus on their business. I started skipping school in the 5th grade, since my parents would randomly just leave the house with my younger brothers there. It was a nightmare. And it only got worse. When I turned 16, my parents pressured me into taking my driver's exam. Once I had my license, they threw everything at me and started living away from home. They bought me a car, but I was now responsible for driving my brothers to school, their appointments, their events, wherever, whenever. I wasn't their older sister, I was their caretaker. I had to ensure their homework was finished every night, cooking and cleaning were all my jobs, and so on. It had gotten so bad, that my brothers had started referring to me as Mom. This made me happy to a degree, but part of me also wished their actual mom was there instead of me. I'd never had a birthday party thrown for me, my parents weren't there for my graduation, and even our grandmother's funeral wasn't important to them. Anything that involved myself or my brothers was just a nuisance. It was all on me to step up to the plate. My parents would prioritize friendships over their children every time. There was no such thing as a family vacation. My parents would rather go with their friends. The only thing my parents ever provided was a roof over our heads. After I got a job, my parents stopped buying me clothes, paying for food, gas and so on. They even started taking a percentage of each of my paychecks to put towards our monthly bills. As long as they didn't have to deal with us or talk to us, they were more than happy to provide a roof over our heads. When I graduated from high school, I had the opportunity to leave for college, but I chose to stay behind and attend the local college. My brothers were still young at this point, and I didn't want to abandon them like our parents did. A couple years later, when my brothers graduated, the 3 of us decided to move out together. Surprisingly, my parents offered to pay for the apartment, and being a broke college student, I reluctantly accepted. It was around this time that I met my current boyfriend, Marcus. I started dating him in my early 20s. I had met countless people before him, but none of them were accepting of my brothers and I's living conditions. Marcus was the first. Marcus and I have been together for almost 6 years now, and he's wonderful. He understands my position in my life, and constantly makes the effort to hang out with my brothers, which led to their monthly boys-only night. His family is just as amazing. They accepted all 3 of us with open hearts and arms. Marcus's family has 3 sons, with Marcus being the oldest. Their dad loves young boys, and would always be sure to invite my brothers out for their boys-only camping trip, while I was getting spoiled by his mom on our girls' nights out. It was amazing experiencing such warmth and love for the first time. Fast forward to May 2020. Both of my brothers called me over to their newly built home, and said they had a surprise for me. When I arrived, they sat me down in the living room. They explained that they were in a very financially stable position right now, and wanted to give me a percentage of their salary so that I could quit my job and do whatever I wanted to. "We want you to experience the things you missed out on while having to take care of us," said Theo. "I know it's not much, but it's the best we can do right now. I know we can't give you your youth back, but I hope you can still fulfill your dreams with this money." I broke down into tears. I felt like I was dreaming. While I would have done it in a heartbeat again, taking care of my brothers for so long had really put a toll on my mental health. Every day I had to remind myself that it didn't matter how I felt, as long as they were happy. For the past 3 years, every Mother's Day, they always make sure to buy me a card and a gift. It's usually a sentimental note with a personal gift. I keep them all on my dresser, and I'm always sure to let them know how much they mean to me.